Okay, what's up YouTube? This video is about events and people that have impacted me. I'm going to start off with events. Um, hmm, I was trying to think of some other stuff besides ones I could think of right now, but I can't really think of anything. One event that's impacted me was the end of last school year, but I'll get into that more with people who have impacted me. So, events, let's see, let me count them. Is that really it? Huh. Okay. Alright, so when I know it's supposed to be, that's what it is. It's supposed to be events that have impacted me, but I can't really think of any besides just listing times that I was near or could have died. Oh, footages. So there's 7 times that I could have died in my life so far. And I'm gonna list them out to you guys. Okay? I don't know if it's doing anything because it's not registering on my sound D, but okay. Um, let's start with the first one. I was 3 years old, I believe it was. We'd moved into this house here sometime in the past. I wasn't born here where I'm living right now. I was born in Killeen, Texas, and we moved when I was 2 or 3 years old. But I was 3 years old, and I don't think my sister had been born yet, and me and my mom and my dad were on the couch, and then all of a sudden I just stopped breathing. I actually turned blue, and all of a sudden, like, my mom prayed or something, and I started breathing again all of a sudden. But I almost choked to death on nothing when I was 3 years old. That's just another happening. And to clarify, some of these are some of them are things where I could have died had something gone on long enough, and some of them are things where I could have died had a specific thing. At least one of them is something where I could have died had a specific thing happened, and the third one is where I could and a couple other ones are where I could have died because I was near something that could have killed me. So this is one where I was near like this is one where the pretty much scenarios where if something happened I could have died. We were camping. We had actually gone camping in one Inks Lake, and then we were coming back and we went somewhere else. I don't remember where it was, but our small little dog Foxy was barking at every single person who passed by. And then she stopped barking, and then we heard rustling and something like that, and she was being kind of smart because if she'd barked at it, she probably would have died as well. She probably would have died. There was a copperhead coming into our campsite, and in case you don't know, those are very dangerous, deadly. especially if they're babies or teenagers. So that's another happening. There's another event like that where there's a big snake under a trailer, but I don't count that since I wasn't actually put near the vicinity of the snake. Another event that happened was, sorry, something popped up. Another thing that happened was, I don't remember how old I was, but my church. I used to go to a church down in Colleen, and then recently sort of recently, I don't know, I don't know how long ago it was actually. A while ago, we went to a church up where I am now, which is more fun. But at the old church, they had a thing called Kids Fest, I think it was, and there's a Winter Fest, and then there's also a Kids Fest during the summer. And I went to a summer one, and I think it was my first one, and it was on my own. They're normally on your own, and then one time I went with my family because we went to the church or something. I don't know, but I think it was my very first one. We went to Six Flags over Texas, I believe, and there was a wave pool. And remember, I don't like being told what to do, and the supervisor told me to stay in the shallow end where there's barely any waves. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go where there are waves so I can body surf. And I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, I should have stopped where this wave started reaching my chest, or more. I should have stopped there where I could do body surf like that. But no, I went deeper and deeper. I went pretty much right down at the very end of it, almost right next to the wave maker. And of course, I was small, and the waves were big, so I couldn't really get back to where I was before. So I started drowning. So I tried to grab onto the ladder that was there, but the waves kept knocking me off the ladder, and I was drowning. And fortunately, one of the lifeguards there happened to see me and shut down the wave pool, and I got rescued. But if he hadn't seen me, I probably would have drowned. So let's do another time. I was at the YMCA, and I don't know if this necessarily. Yeah, actually, yes, it could have. Never mind, I know it could have. I was at the YMCA, and if you've ever been to the YMCA, at least some of them, one near me at least, they have Gaga pits, which are hexagonal or octagonal. I don't remember which. Octagonal actually. Wooden. This octagon wood fence barrier thing, and people inside of it play Gaga, which is where you like. It's like reverse soccer. Don't let it touch your feet. There's no goal. You just try to hit it at other people. And anyways, and I used to like it was fifth, sixth, sixth grade, one of those times during the summer then, and I was there, and I would I normally just get in and get out by jumping up onto the wood part instead of like climbing over. I jump on it and then jump off, and I don't remember what happened, but I had pissed off this one guy, and he had pissed me off. We pissed each other off, and anyways, I got out, so I jumped up onto the thing, and a second later, I was so 1 second I was vertical standing on the things. Second later, I was horizontal, falling towards the thing, and I don't remember exactly what happened. The other guy swears he never touched me, but I also swear that I felt hands on my back. Not saying it was him, but I swear I felt hands on my back. Might have been something else. If you're religious, it might have been something else. I don't know. But something tried to push me off the thing, and if if it was him, then I'm not angry at him. Like I can see what somebody who's trying to push me off might have been thinking. Like they're mad at me, and I was just standing there on the thing, so it pushed me off where I just it just pushed me off, like make me stumble off of it, and I'd land normally. Like not much would happen. Like they'd be thinking that, but that's not what happened. I didn't just stumble off of it and land normally, maybe a bit roughly. No, um, That's not what happened. All that happened was I tipped forward. My entire body didn't go forward, just my upper body. But something saved me then. I don't know whether it was just the fact my shoes were slippery, as was the word, or what, or if something else happened. I don't really know. But I'm just gonna explain all this. Like so here I am, and here's the fence. So I got pushed, and like, thank the Lord, or whatever you want to praise, that, think math if you're atheist, I don't know. But, that, like, I am very, very lucky that when my upper body got pushed, that my legs got pushed the opposite direction, because all that happened was I rotated 90 degrees and fell square on my hips on the wooden fence boards. And they're strong fence boards, so it hurt. But I am lucky because the height of the fence boards was half my height, a bit more. So when I landed on my hips, that's all that hit anything. That's all that hit anything, my hips. And I'm lucky that it just landed on my hip bones and it didn't hit upper and bruise anything or burst anything. But I'm also lucky that I'm very lucky my legs got pushed, because right next to the Gaga pit was a concrete sidewalk. So when I looked at it, based on my calculation, based on my height and how it happened, if my legs hadn't slipped and I had not rotated 90 degrees and I had just fallen forward, I would have smashed my head onto that concrete. And that would not be a good experience. And if I landed a little bit below my hips on my legs, my head probably would have smashed either the ground or the wooden fence. As it was, I just got some pretty bad bruises on my hips, and that was all. So I'm very lucky. Let's see. Is that, there's one more. Hold on. Oh yeah, I remember them now. One more, going a bit farther back in my childhood now. Now this is another one where I was just near the source of death. Now we were hiking, and there's this riverbed with some water in it or something, I guess. I don't remember. It's dried out. And there's this big rock. I was like, ooh, a big rock. I'd climb on it, because I like to climb things like that. So I went up there and climbed on it, even though my mom and dad said no. There was a snake, water snake, beneath the rock. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but I remember that. Now there's two more that are more recent. I'm going to tell the one that happened first. No. You know what I mean. Chronological order. Again, we were camping in a place that didn't have much water in some areas, but had some water in others, like, because we live in Texas, so it's not much water anywhere. But there's this one part where you had to hike down to it, but there's this one part that had a rope swing, and, like, now that I think about it, I've read that one book with the two boys and war stuff, and one of them breaks his back or something like that. I forget what it's called. It's for English, but I forget what it's called. But it's a lot like that. Um, there's a rope swing, and there's like 3 levels you could do it from, and the first two levels I could do good. The second one was up on a tree branch, and I had trouble jumping up that one since it was high. So I got my dad to scare. The 2 times I did it, I got my dad to scare me off of it. And the first time I did it, the first time I did it, like, and it wasn't like a rope swing with your hands. It was like I think with your feet as well. Maybe I don't remember. But the first time I did it, my foot got a little bit stuck, like a little bit stuck. So I did a little flip in the air and landed very awkwardly. But I was fine. That should have warned me, but I did it again from that height, and this time my foot got full on, like, you know those cartoons or movies or like Moby Dick where like they'll shoot a rope thing and the rope will be going forward and you see it like it's going, and then it cuts to the pile at the base of their feet. It's like going out, and then you can see this part cut on their foot and it keeps going out and then they go with it. Kind of like what happened with me. My foot got wrapped up in it. So instead of just falling off, my body then turned into a pendulum, head first into the water, and so I went head first into the water, and I was stunned. I don't know if I breathed or not, but I couldn't breathe. And then, fortunately, I got pulled out of the water, but my head was right next to a massive underwater rock. I don't remember if I hit it or not, but my head was right next to it, so that was not good if I had hit it. The last one where I could have died, and it's only because we went to the hospital on time that I didn't necessarily die or get worse, is because recently, during summer last year, my appendix ruptured unexpectedly. So it hurt, and then on the third day we went to the hospital, and they found out my appendix had ruptured. And I had surgery. But from what I've read, if we hadn't fixed it up, then there was a possibility I could have died from it sooner or later. Now, onto people. This has been a long video. 17 minutes already. People that have impacted me. Markiplier. I almost said Mario. I don't know why, but Markiplier. Like, the people who make up my YouTube channel style that I'm trying to do right now. Like Markiplier, the Oxcast, and Sky versus Gaming, sort of. I'm trying to develop my own style, but it's a little bit difficult. But mostly Markiplier. And Maddie, definitely. Probably the biggest impact of them all. And the one that yeah, I don't like to talk about it. Too many happy memories. Especially since she's moved away. But I'll see you in the next video of why I want to do this. Bye bye.